I'm Judith Lewis, and I never lend anyone anything.
Hi, I'm Julia Logan, and payday loans is a topic that I've found fascinating always, especially in the SERPs for it. And today, yes, you guessed it, we're talking about the payday loans.
Absolutely. That's what the SERP show is all about. Crazy, weird, interesting search results. So what have you got for us this time?
Okay, so basically, there's something that I'd like to mention.
Well, we always loved your mentions of things, especially your stories about the things that used to happen in the past.
Oh, yes. So it was back in 2013, and the payday loans update has just recently happened.
I can't believe it's that long ago.
Yep. When I suddenly noticed the UK Parliament site ranking for payday loans. And this is the screenshots of Google SERPs as they looked back then.
Wow.
So basically, the payday loans updates, the way I saw it, the way it very much looked to me, was not really an algorithmic update, but more like a manual cleanup where they basically removed all the or many of the affiliate sites and lender sites of the SERPs in favor of news stories. And
Mm,
this is what we see here with the Telegraph ranking number one. Wonga is one of the few sites directly related to payday loans that was still remaining in these SERPs, but then all of a sudden Parliament.uk. How unusual. So basically, my three theories about this were okay, has it got hacked? Has it got Google bombs? For those of you too young to remember what Google bombs are, Google bombs used to be an act of sort of collective sabotage where you pointed links with a certain anchor text to a page, and that anchor text might have had nothing to do with the content of the actual page, but it still resulted in that page ranking for whatever query. That's how miserable failure has happened. Google it.
yep.
Yeah, Google it if you don't remember what that was all about. If you're perhaps too new to the industry to know what this is all about. So yeah, that was one of my ideas. Either it got hacked, or it got Google bombed, or I don't know. So I started investigating, and apparently this was around the time when there were discussions in the UK Parliament about the payday loans, which by that time became a national disaster pretty much in the UK.
Yeah.
So, quite a lot of people were in deep financial trouble over payday loans, and payday loan providers were quite the sharks, and there were no regulations in place controlling what they can or cannot do.
Mm,
So it was quite problematic. So it ended up being a topic of the parliamentary hearings, and
yep.
apparently at the time when that happened, that content was definitely on their homepage. But by the time I was looking at those SERPs, of course, that discussion was nowhere to be found on the homepage. So it looks like it was a half-assed manual action sort of a thing, and they
Yeah.
ended up just leaving the homepage of the site, not looking into the deeper pages, which would be more relevant to the query in the longer term. So seems like that's actually what happened. For those of you really interested, just go to my irishwonder.com/blog and just find the payday loans query, or basically we could post the link to this in the comments
Yeah.
of the video and on Twitter when we talk about this new episode of the show, and you can
Absolutely.
read the entire story. I even got to interview the person then responsible for the Parliament.uk SEO. So yes,
Nice.
this was an interesting follow up to this story. So for those of you really interested, in going back in time to 2013 and checking out what really happened back then, by all means do it. Whereas we today will look at the current state of the payday loan SERPs.
And the payday loans Google Trends.
Yes, and everything that has anything to do with this. So, given my long term interest towards this particular SERP, it's no wonder that I've been tracking these SERPs for a long time. So, not to overload this poor tool with too much of data, I just wanted to display the state of the top 20 of these SERPs,
Yeah.
UK payday loans rather, since the beginning of the year, January 1st till today. So
Crazy.
as you can see, it's been quite a wild ride. Yeah, and it's constantly like this. It's been this active for years and years and years. I mean, it's like a fight club.
I tell you, if I was an affiliate in this space, I definitely want to be an affiliate in something less stressful like toys or food or something like that because
Yeah.
wow.
Even iGaming is not quite as stressful as payday loans, I must tell
Oh
you.
God. It would be
Yeah.
so much easier.
Yeah, so basically, sites are changing places, dropping out of the SERPs entirely, appearing out of nowhere just to
Yeah.
drop out again, and so on, all the time. So
Yeah.
much activity going on, so much activity. It's one of the top competitive not the URLs, but the SERPs.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Like more than Viagra. I feel
Yes,
like Viagra was calmer
I
compared
don't
to this.
think we have
But
seen that much activity in the by Viagra SERPs, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah. And
However, I think in the payday loans, we're not seeing the hacked sites, or I don't think we saw any hacked sites
I
compared to
don't think
Viagra, where
so.
we
Not
do see hacked sites.
Yeah, not in the most obvious places anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the actual SERP,
Yeah.
one of the things that makes it so interesting is the amount of ads.
Oh,
And
God.
just imagine the cost per click. So like four ads at the top, three more ads at the bottom.
Yeah. And this is not an industry that is going to be around for a long time now in the
Yeah, so
UK.
basically it's getting more and more regulated, and those
Yeah.
regulations will probably squeeze out most of the providers sometime soon.
Yep.
So yes, of course the local block, because if you're lending money, you're probably doing it locally,
Yes.
unless
Yeah.
you're lending money online, which is also the thing that is done. And that's why you've got all these SERPs. And
Yeah.
if you go through all those sites ranking organically,
Uh-huh.
then it's just like with iGaming affiliates. They are optimized to the very top. They
Yeah.
have everything they could do in order to grab more space in those SERPs. If
Yeah.
it's FAQ schema, then it's going to be FAQ schema. There used to be quite a lot of reviews or review schema.
Yeah.
Currently, Google has crashed heavily on those, so we're not seeing that as much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, FAQ schema is the new go-to thing,
Yeah.
apparently.
It's the new review. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and I mean, it's only fair because people genuinely looking for payday loans probably will want all these questions answered. Maybe not in this
Yeah.
particular order, but some of these questions anyway will be pretty relevant. Wow, that's a lot of questions. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, go big or go home.
And then view more on the actual site. That's a nice way to grab as much space as possible.
Yeah. Although you notice that Google's not showing us all of them at once.
Yeah,
So they're
of
trying to
course
be fair to everybody in the SERP.
it's limited to just a few questions at a time, but then if you expand that, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And also note the links to the internal pages. That's
Exactly.
That's the way for them to grab the visitors from the SERPs and straight into the middle of their site.
Yeah, but as a user, it's useful.
It is. It actually is. So it's not just a new form of spam. This is, if it is a new form of spam, that actually it comes with a really useful side effect. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I
So,
get that it is spammy, but it's spammy for a purpose.
it's for a good reason. Spamming for a good reason.
Yeah.
Spammers for the best stuff in the world.
Spammy for a cause.
hmm Yeah. So basically, you've got these for almost every other site. And then you've also got people also ask.
Yep.
And who's ranking in people also ask? More of the same.
Yep.
Oh, and the Guardian. And we'll
Which
talk
is
about Guardian a bit
legitimate.
later. And I
Yeah.
mean, if there's something happening right now, UK payday lenders start suspending new loans in COVID-19 crisis. Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's a recent news story, so perhaps. And the question is, are payday loans still available? So perhaps it actually deserves to be there. But
And a
we'll
lot
talk.
of people will be asking that because of
Yes,
what's
that's a legitimate
happening.
question. Yeah. And also, we'll talk a bit more about The Guardian and other large media publications a bit later, because
Yeah.
something that they are doing that's also quite interesting. Also,
Absolutely.
you all probably know, if you've been watching at least a few episodes of our show, that I like to look at Google Trends.
Yeah. This was fascinating.
Yes. So going to Google Trends, considering that so many people are out of jobs,
Yeah.
laid off, with the crisis continuing, with the economy at, I won't say at all times low, but in a pretty bad situation.
Yep.
And basically quite a lot of not very nice stuff happening. You would expect a lot more interest in payday loans as a query right about now, no?
You would think so, but
Yeah. But
how bizarre.
around the beginning of the lockdown, the interest drops and it hasn't still recovered to the pre-COVID-19 levels. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's surprising. But something else that has surprised me in Google Trends
Hmm.
is, if you type payday loans as a query, it suggests you related search queries and related topics. And all I see here is something that looks, or am I not an old spammer, Judith?
We are
Something that
both
looks
old spammers.
manipulated as hell to me.
We're both old and spammers and old hat spammers.
Yes. So, right, this looks very manipulated to me. So, payday
Oh, yeah.
loans is a very neutral, very general query. And then, as suggestions, as suggested topics for it, you've got Fast Payday Loans Inc., which is a very specific company. And then,
Yeah.
better yet, Money for You Payday Loans twice.
Like Google, come on. You can do better than this.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, this is strictly not the SERPs, but Google Trends, which is a separate tool. But I mean,
Yeah.
if people are researching a topic, would they really like to see two of the same?
Yeah, it's useless. It doesn't give us any diversity, and these are clearly manipulated. So
Yeah.
go home, Google. You're drunk.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And has been drunk for a long time, I must say, because if we go to payday loans SERPs right now and look at the suggestions, there is nothing of the sort there.
Yeah.
So basically, the current suggestions are all the legitimate queries that people would legitimately search for, all related to payday loans, nothing like brand spamming or something like that. Something that, I mean, seems to just belong there.
Yep.
It's all legitimate. Okay, something longer tail like high acceptance payday loans, direct lenders, but still legitimate. I
Yeah.
don't see this being manipulated. I don't see
Exactly.
this as being unnatural. At the bottom, basically same queries. We even tried the same trick as we did last week with
Yep.
Stray PS5.
The extra space. Yeah.
Space. No. more suggestions of the same kind, totally legitimate suggestions,
Yeah.
clarifications of the initial query, nothing more than that.
Yeah. And
So
relevant for where you are in your IP in Scotland and Glasgow.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, nothing too suspicious. And I mean, if we look at the site itself, basically, if we search for money for you payday loans, and we actually find the actual sites, that actual brand, this is one very, very weird SERP, I must say. First,
look at those suggestions.
This one is a lot more manipulated. Cash for you now, login. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This seems legitimate, this seems legitimate, this seems legitimate. Satsuma Loans, which is another brand of a either loan provider or an affiliate. We have not looked into this, to be honest. And I'm not personally familiar with this one. Okay, MyJar, which is, I suppose, another provider, is it? I think it's a provider.
I think they're like a super affiliate.
Oh, okay.
They do a bunch of things.
Okay, maybe. Okay, money lenders. Okay, so like this is a mixture of something organic, natural, and manipulated. But also, look, I've just searched for money for you payday loans.
Yep.
See results about money for you payday loans. No, really?
That makes no sense.
That makes no sense whatsoever. And then also, quite a few interesting things. This is the site. Here it is. Number 3, organic results, number 3.
So they can't even rank number 1 for their brand.
Yeah, they are not even ranking number 1 for their brand. What's ranking above them is their Facebook page. Apparently, it's a company. It's a local money lender in Utah, USA.
And it's in the UK SERP.
It's .co.uk, and I'm on a UK IP.
Right? It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
And the Google Trends was for the UK. Yeah. It was not worldwide.
Google Trends, exactly. I mean, I specified here that I want results for the UK.
Yeah.
We are looking at the UK results, and we get this as a topic suggestion. Weird.
So useless.
Weird. Very weird.
Not that I don't love people in Utah, but they're very far from the UK.
Yes, that's... And I mean, if it's a really local provider, we actually went to the site.
Yeah.
Money for you payday loans Utah. It says specifically in the title, on the page, everywhere. Yep. It's specifically in Utah.
And much as this looks awful, it's not an affiliate site. It's actually a offline lender.
Yep. And also, it's also known under another brand, which
Mr. Money.
Mr. Money. So, like, the number they have for people to call them rather than do this online is my Mr. Money.
Yep.
So, yeah, interesting. And if we scroll here, that's just really, really small area, relatively small area, all in Utah. And that's it.
Very, very focused.
Yeah. And also we found this image of the actual shop.
Yeah.
Money for you payday loans. That's the actual brick and mortar shop.
So they're targeting a very small geographic area. Yeah, they're very specific.
Yeah, and
they're offline.
They are more specialized in offline than online.
Yeah.
Seeing the condition of their sites.
And so, yes. It doesn't belong in the UK SERPs. It doesn't belong in the UK Google Trends recommendations. So seriously, Google, get a grip and catch a clue.
Yeah. And we've even checked Systrix in the US, even in the US, for the history of this site's rankings. And apparently it used to do a lot better in 2017, 2018, even 2019.
Yeah. The heady days of what money they used to be making.
Oh, yes. And basically, it still ranks number 1 for a bunch of things, which is basically their brand related. Yep. So like we said, they are known under 2 brands, Money for You and Mr. Money. Yeah. So this is what they rank for.
Yeah.
This is all they rank for, and that's 102 keywords around the same concepts, the same brands, and that's
it's sad. They're not ranking off brand. I mean, I get it, they're local. And so being hyper local means that people are going to look for them on their brand. But
right.
this is sad for discovery.
Yep. So we even went as far as went and checked their backlinks in Majestic, thinking okay, maybe they happen to have a bunch of UK links, and that's what's causing them to appear in the UK suggestions or something.
Yeah.
No. For the payday loans industry, this link profile may as well not exist at all whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh, it's nothing.
I mean, this is a really, really, really tiny, like a pimple link profile.
Yeah.
And I mean, it used to be bigger, but still, this is nowhere near the top ranking sites in the UK alone. And I mean, the US market is a lot bigger, so I would imagine things being a lot more active and aggressive in the US.
Yeah.
We went and looked at their actual backlinks, and whoa, we found their SEO company.
Yeah.
Or that used to be their SEO company back in the day, perhaps.
Can't hide from us, can they?
You can't hide from us whatsoever.
You really literally can't hide from us.
Yeah. So this is the case study for this particular site.
Yeah.
So we have failed to discover when exactly they were their SEO company, because the archive Wayback Machine does not have the cache of this one particular work portfolio page on this site. So I imagine the company is not particularly large either. Utah SEO Pros, so that must be some local Utah SEO company.
Yeah.
So whether or not they did any keyword suggestion manipulation for this particular client is anyone's guess. I'm not saying they did, I'm not saying they didn't, but all we see is this for some. And all we see is the site ranking for nothing more than their actual brand related queries. And we went back to the time when they were ranking better, their golden days, right?
Yeah.
So we've seen some more queries.
Yep.
Like 300 or so, right, Judith?
Yeah, there were a substantial number plus. It was off brand.
Yeah. And they had some of the more generic queries like payday loans or instant payday loans or payday loans online and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But they have never ranked really well for those generic queries. They were like page 2, 3, 4 for that.
Yeah.
So basically, they were always performing the best for their local queries or brand-related queries. And the structure of the site is such that they actually have quite a bunch of pages optimized. Where was it? I think I've seen it somewhere. A bunch of pages. Oh yeah, we did a
SERP.
Google search.
In the SERP. Yeah. Hopefully all of you know that you can do site : and then the URL, and you get the whole list of what, not the whole list, but you get a good list of
at least
what Google
something
has.
that Google cares about showing to you.
Yeah.
So yes, a bunch of locations pages are showing up here.
Yep.
Locations, and then specific locations in specific towns on specific streets and so on and so on and so on. So apparently they had quite a lot of these pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, these pages are not as prominent now, perhaps, because they've been changing. But yeah, some of these are still shown on the first page of the site query.
Yep.
Which kind of gives you the indication of which pages on the site Google considers more prominent.
Well, it's what they have in their active. It's not in their active search folder, but it's what you've got that Google is willing to disclose to you that they're able to see, up to I think about 500 pages. So, yeah.
But basically, yeah, they do have quite a few pages, quite many pages in the index.
Yeah.
Still, it's not like the site got banned completely or got heavily. Maybe they did get penalized because we went through the backlinks and we've seen quite a few backlinks removed.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that is an indication.
Sometimes that's an indication of people going through their links and trying to resolve a link penalty.
Yep.
Asking the linking sites to remove the links. And
Yep.
quite a lot of these were actually mom bloggers. So
Yeah.
typical case of paid links, and quite a few of these are now deleted. They no
Yeah.
longer. So yes, other than that, there's nothing else to see here.
No, we did bury. We did bury. We did go dig deep though into the SERPs for payday loans, trying to find something crazy like a hacked site for like we saw for Viagra.
Yes.
We did make an effort beyond seeing that Google was doing a crap job of its suggestions. We still looked into things to see if there was anything interesting.
Judith, let's not blame Google for crappy suggestions because in SERPs the suggestions are perfect. It's just Google Trends that are faulty.
Yes, this is true. This is very true. It's Google Trends that needs to update, not Google itself.
Yeah, but all the fun with highly competitive queries is in going really deep into the SERPs and looking at not what ranks on the first page, but what ranks deeper in
the crap I said.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, this is how you see whether or not people are trying to spam their way into the SERPs. Basically, you can see things before they hit the first page because they already started appearing on page 5, page 6, and so on.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could see what no longer ranks here because they used to be on the first page, but then they dropped. And basically, what we see here is nothing too sketchy, surprisingly. Back in the old days, you would be able to see Piggy payday loans, instant online, no credit checks, 34567.co.uk.
Yep.
Something like that. All those crazy domains. And then Piggy payday loans, instant loans, UK 4566. And then something else, and the next number, and the next number. People used to throw up these sites in thousands, hoping that at least something will stick and will catch up and start ranking, because it used to be a heavy populated affiliate space with rewards being really worth it. Apparently not anymore. So one thing that does appear interesting, so this is all lending related sites, payday loans related sites. This is actually something that belongs here and doesn't surprise anybody. But if you go further on, if you keep looking, then what you see is the likes of The Guardian.
Yep.
Basically, it's something that's quite interesting to see. The Guardian has this. The BBC has this.
Yep.
Some other sites like The Independent has this. Quite a lot of sites, quite a lot of mainstream media publications have this.
Exactly.
This is not the search results for payday loans, news covering the topic. This is a static page, category page for all the stories they ever ran for payday loans. They have a similar one for some other highly competitive queries like iGaming related, some
exactly
related and stuff like that. And everybody, every large publication is actually doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's obviously lucrative.
Yeah.
Because then they can take adverts for it. Although payday loans.
Here is the BBC. The BBC has a slightly different approach. I wonder why they don't have this FAQ schema optimized. If this is a Q&A, you would think
maybe that this is something, but they've not done it well.
Yeah, well, they basically have a whole landing page, Q&A, payday loans. And this is pretty informative for people looking for more information, perhaps.
Yeah.
So this is like the summary of the current situation with the payday loans with a bit of prehistory. Who uses them, why people use them, how many firms offer them, how are they regulated, what should be done about this, and what is being done, and so on and so on. Because, like I said, this is or used to be and still is a hot topic.
Yeah,
UK.
definitely.
Yeah.
Although
So
we
this,
are seeing a lot of these payday loan companies being sued out of existence.
yeah, for those who are interested in the backstory, I advise you this Wikipedia article, Payday Loan
Mm,
United Kingdom, and that actually details the entire story of the problem in the UK.
yeah, yeah. And it's a
Yes,
really important one to know.
like pokies are for Australia, payday loans are for the UK. Same kind of problem, same extent.
Yeah.
So yes, if anybody is interested, I advise you have a read of that. So
But
yeah,
while
we
you were surfing through the SERPs, you did find a couple of
yeah,
two interesting different websites.
something that we found was a little bit different. So yeah, mirror.co.uk, same kind of approach, all about payday loans.
Yep.
And they also would have all about this particular high ticket topic, this particular high ticket topic, and so on and so on.
Mm,
So yes, like I said, all the large publications, ITV, there you go.
yep.
Quite a lot of independent, yeah, there you go. Quite a lot of these actually have that, but that's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for something that's spammier, more unexpected, and so on and so on. And I'm not sure where I found this, page 5, page 6, but we've had this site opened, so I guess I'll just show it to you. Just trust me that it was ranking here.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we came across a
Oh,
site
this one, yeah.
.lt domain, which is Lithuania, which takes an interesting approach. For those of you new to the payday loans industry who have never been on a payday loans lead generation site before, affiliate site that generates leads of those wanting to take out a payday loan and sends potential clients to the actual providers.
Yeah.
This is what it normally looks like.
Yeah.
This is the format that has been tried and tested for many, many years, and this is what works for
Yeah,
affiliate in
absolutely.
this space. Basically, you've got this large lead generation form, can't miss it.
Yep.
Very handy to change the days and the amounts you're lending and so on and so on, and then you apply. And then they've got plenty of text, and we'll talk a bit about this text in a bit as well,
Yeah.
because this is interesting. This is how long the page is.
Yeah.
And this is a bunch of other pages on this same site, apparently targeting very, very specific queries that
Yeah.
we'll be searching for. And all those pages have the same kind of form at the top. You can't miss it. There is no way you can miss it. And when you go to this site on the Lithuanian domain, at first I thought that this one was a hacked one, but no. This is apparently a site built by somebody who I am guessing used to be, or maybe still is, heavily into the iGaming side of things as an affiliate. Because this, I must tell you, looks as an affiliate site for iGaming.
Yep. Yep.
iGaming, this format works 100%. You've got the listings. If you have watched our episode about online bingo a few weeks ago, this is the format of the affiliate sites in that vertical. This is where it works. This is where it's typical. And you're not very likely to see anything but a table with sites ranked 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 5, maybe 1 to 50. In some
Yeah.
cases, would be a table, an affiliate table comparison sort of thing. And this is something that I don't think it works at all in payday loans.
I don't feel like as a user it would be giving me any useful information.
I mean, as a user, I wouldn't even know where to click to go to the provider. This is not clickable. This is not clickable. This is not clickable. This is not clickable. Just the logo is clickable. That's
That's
it.
crazy. That's really bad.
They don't have this large button saying apply, yelling apply, like they do have here. Apply now.
Yeah.
And you can't miss this. Where's the form here? What's not
Exactly.
is here? Like, you don't know. And also, I mean, there are less pronounced lead generation forms like this. Yeah, okay. Still, let's start. And then you started playing.
Yeah.
And that's still a lead generation form, although not quite as good as this one. This is definitely better.
Yeah, it's
Here's another.
simple, it's easy to use.
That's something else. I'll talk about this later. Yeah, anyways, but this is something that is totally unexpected in this vertical.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is, and then the best online loans in different countries. So they apparently are targeting not just the UK, and this is also quite an iGaming approach, isn't it, Judith?
Yeah, absolutely.
You build the site and you try to optimize it for every country it might ever end up ranking in, and you have affiliate deals for.
Maybe
Right?
they only bought the one WordPress theme.
Maybe. Oh yeah, talking about the WordPress themes. Apparently, this used to be an entire industry. And this is another sign of this industry going to the dogs, essentially, in decline and probably living its last days. This used to be a huge topic. There were companies, trust me, specialized in nothing else but creating payday loans themes for sites, because people would be pushing out those sites in bulk quantities, like by hundreds, by thousands.
Yep.
And basically, if you put all your sites with the same theme, you get blanket penalized, blanket banned, and that's it.
Yeah.
End the game. So of course you want to make them look a little bit different from one another. So yeah, there were sites specialized not just in any themes, WordPress themes for payday
Yep.
loans,
Easy to spin
Drupal
up.
themes for payday loans, static themes for payday loans, anything that
Yep.
people would be using to put up their sites. Now what you've got, if we go to the first page of these SERPs, now you've basically got all the typical theme sites like Theme Forest, Complete Monster, and then they've got finance or payday loans as a subcategory, maybe subcategory even. So it's not that big anymore. But there used to be, or some medium spam. This is cute. I love spamming Medium. The only problem with Medium is you can't link an image, unfortunately. So you can't like post a banner and just link it.
Yeah.
You just have to have your text links and that's it. Yeah, so like they are doing everything. This is like link carousel or whatever you call it. Nice LinkedIn.
Yep.
They are spamming Medium. They are spamming LinkedIn.
Yeah, well, you don't want to just spam one place. You want to spread your spam like grass seed.
Yeah, they are not spreading their efforts wide enough. So they are not a good example for me to pick on.
Not really.
For
anyone could do better than this.
Spread of spammable properties. So yeah, but that's a nice, I suppose, scraped page of generated content.
Yeah.
Basically, that looks pretty scraped to me. That looks pretty scraped, but
that looks pretty automated, but like bad automated.
Yeah. But yeah, they managed to rank for payday loans WP theme, which is something that brings me to the topic of keyword suggestion tools and keyword list building. Because if we go here back to money for you payday loans, what I see here that strikes me as interesting is the ad by a company called lightfinance.co.uk with the title Money for You Payday Loans. So
crazy.
Either they have been looking at these trends and thinking, there might be something behind it, or they might be running the same ad campaign since this period of time. And I'm saying that Utah little SEO company has been keyword suggestion spamming for this client of theirs, but I'm not saying they have not. So basically, this is interesting because this is what happens sometimes when you don't manually check your keyword list that you get from a tool. You end up advertising, and we've talked about this a couple of shows ago, haven't we, Judith?
Yes.
When, what was it? 5G. Yeah, 5G. And was it
our protective
5G BioShield.
Yep.
Running ads for 5G BioShield, advertising their makeup products and stuff like that.
Because it was 5 grams.
So this again stresses the importance of checking unless this was intended, because this was a trending query at the time due to the manipulation. But then again, use your critical thinking and think, how realistic is it for this to be a legitimate query? What is the chance of this being manipulated? So this is why PPC managers need to know at least a little bit about SEO manipulations.
Yeah, because this happens more than in just payday loans.
Yes.
And a lot of it is just lazy PPC agencies who scrape and publish.
Yep. You can't just publish anything that Google keyword tool suggests to you. You can't just run ads on everything that any tool of your choice just suggests to you. I'll say this again, and I've said this last time, but this is important enough to repeat this. Any tool is only as good as the person using it. So use your head. Your head is your most important tool.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but back to the payday loans WP theme, SERPs. This is interesting. So you've got this obvious spam, which is nice, refreshing stuff to see here. At least, finally, I'm getting some spam here. At least somebody is spamming something. But again, what's the date on this? No, this is pretty fresh. This is 15th October 2019.
Yeah, although the industry is in decline, so I would expect fewer and fewer spammy inclusions.
So, I mean, this page, if we were to believe Google's dating of it, because this might not be particularly accurate either.
Yeah.
This is from 2016. This is from 2017. The picture was quite different back then, and the industry was very different, and I'm guessing a lot more profitable and a lot easier to work with.
Yeah, and I mean, if we discount Google's own payday loan update, we still see up till today, there's a lot of payday lenders out there, but one by one they're falling. So we saw QuidCo, QuickQuid, I think it was, QuickQuid had been shut down, but still ranked.
And we've seen this perhaps even here, or perhaps in payday loans.
I think it was somewhere in payday loans, maybe page 6 or 7 or something like that.
Maybe actually in these SERPs, which is not directly related. I mean, who in their right mind looking for payday loans is searching for payday loans WP theme?
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, I think Pinterest is quite heavily presented here.
Yeah, which is weird because but WordPress themes are popular.
This is not particularly weird because look at this. The company making these themes is posting their images. So, well, I don't suppose this is too weird or it doesn't really belong here or something. I mean, this is actually completely legitimate. And the fact that they are using Pinterest for the purpose of ranking their assets, showing them to more people, more searches, is something that I can only applaud to. I mean, well done, I mean, this is image heavy query. This is something that's pretty visual. So fair enough. Use a resource that's likely to rank for image related queries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough. And this is actually one of the providers of those themes. Actually, I think, this is the theme that we're seeing here. Yeah, this is it.
Exactly.
So this is probably not the best theme to use for a payday loan lead generation site, I think, because the lead generation form is not quite as large and nice as on this one. It's not quite as in your face as this one. But still, I mean, if you're throwing up thousands of sites, you might as well use this one as well. And also, who's to say that the designers of these themes are very well versed in optimizing for conversions for this particular vertical?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah. And if you're going to spin up thousands of payday loan sites, I recommend maybe putting your money elsewhere because this is an industry in decline. So
Yes.
I'd invest my time and money and effort in a different
Look at
vertical,
this.
maybe
Look at this.
Viagra.
This is quite interesting. This is another case of spamming third-party properties.
Yeah.
Soup.io. So not just LinkedIn, not just not WordPress, but Medium, not just Pinterest, but also Soup.io. There you go. If you're looking for ideas what to spam for your next competitive spamming vertical, interesting.
And it's working, as we showed with CBD oil as well.
Yes.
There are old traditional techniques, tried and true, that are still working to rank sites. So don't discount something just because Google says it doesn't work, because you might find it does.
So there is this interesting feature in Systrix called keyword environment. If you're looking for a keyword and then switch into this keyword environment tab, it shows you all the different related keywords, not necessarily containing payday loans. So this is a different principle. You go off the same theme, but not necessarily of the same stem. Which is quite useful. So this is quite a useful tool. So perhaps use this in your keyword research. Direct lender loans, so poor credit loans. Quite a lot of really interesting suggestions that you wouldn't even get in Google Keyword Tool if you just search for payday loans.
Very true.
They are more likely to just give you the long tail for payday loans.
Yeah.
Something before and then payday loans, or payday loans and something after. But not like this. So this is a really neat tool. So probably check it out if you're doing keyword research.
Yeah.
Small Payday UK, loans poor credit. First place, I don't know why first place belongs here.
Well, but I mean, you never know. There could be an association that we've missed.
For some reason, Systrix has decided that this belongs here. So who knows? Who knows? So also, I looked at the ranking history of the top 3 sites reported ranking for payday loans for now by Systrix. And this is the picture that we are seeing as we started tracking this SERP.
Crazy.
So perhaps? No, this is just for the last year. So I don't know how long they've been tracking payday loans. Probably longer than that, but they give you this sort of report for the last year. So this is something that kind of confirms what we are seeing here.
Yeah. It's Sunny's time to shine. Ha, ha, ha.
So yeah, then I did something else, which is, I suppose, quite interesting. So, do you remember, Judith, when we were looking at the common links of the sites ranking at the top of online bingo SERPs?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I did the same for these 3.
Fantastic. But look at the diversity.
There will be a lot more diversity here simply because you've got no affiliate sites ranking to the same sites, because basically, even if these 3 were providers, which I'm not sure for a fact, some of them may be affiliates, some of them may be providers, because of this particular model of converting the leads.
Yeah.
You do not get something like this. That's the wrong side. That Lithuanian side that we were looking at.
Oh, yeah.
People linking to all of them.
Yeah.
So perhaps people are still going for the same sources of links, and they do have some sites in common, but that's a lot of diversity. That's a lot of various sites selling links, placing links, doing whatever. People spamming links on those sites, webwiki.co.uk. So this one has links to at least 2 of these 3 sites.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually 3 of these sites.
Oh, nice.
So it's quite interesting. And also, if you just compare the sheer volume of the links of these sites, this one has, this is a majestic 1 million domain.
Wow.
True, this is not. So that means, that alone means massive link profiles.
Yeah.
So basically, referring domains 2,700, 165. That's the poorest of them all.
Yeah, but ranking on the first
That,
page.
if you
Ranking
compare
in the
that
top
to
3.
a Utah moneylender, that's still a lot, right? Okay, this is
Yeah.
probably compatible, but not these two. These are massive.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. And that is really what you need in this vertical. So, you can't go up with a domain that has 6 links to it and hope to
Yeah.
rank well. You
Yeah.
really need to be doing something outstanding for this to work.
Yeah, although the content here, the on-site content still matters quite a bit, as we
Yeah.
have seen with this Payday Pixie site. So I've run some analysis for this paydaydpixie.co.uk site in Systrix.
Yep.
And apparently just out of the keywords that Systrix is aware of, which will certainly not be 100% of the keywords that site is ranking or ever ranked for,
Absolutely.
because of the tools having limited capacity of how many keywords they can track. Something that we discussed before as well.
Yep.
This particular site is ranking for over 3,500 keywords organically. And I mean, these are all sorts of long tail queries for payday loans, no credit check, direct lender, blah, 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 loans, no credit check, payday loans, UK, no credit check, and so on and so on. And also, we have initially found the homepage of this site ranking in one of our, I think, payday loans.
Yeah, but it was quite far down, I seem to remember.
Yeah, it wasn't ranking anywhere on the first page, but it was still ranking somewhere.
Yes.
But if we look at this, the top page ranking here for the majority of the keywords, with 1,500 keywords, is this no credit check payday loans, which is this page.
Which is weird.
Remember us looking at the home page of this one and saying, oh, that's a long page.
Yeah.
This is also a very long page. This is a very long page. Look at this. This is a very long page. Why? Because they are trying to capture every long tail variation of this no credit check payday loans keyword, which is by itself is already pretty long tail, but they are trying to capture everything. So basically, chances are, if this is really, really, really long tail, there won't be too many sites optimizing for it specifically. And it would be too crazy to optimize for something like this specifically. So what they are doing is they are like siloing all those queries into the same page, and they provide a page that covers every possible version they can think of, every variation of this, right?
Yeah, it's crazy that the home page doesn't rank for much and this internal page does, but they've really worked hard on this page.
But basically, they are past their heyday too.
Yeah, sad.
Golden days back in 2017, 2018, and then they started dropping. So basically, this is quite interesting. Links, but also the contents, also the sites.
So we're not necessarily saying that long content correlates to high rankings.
Or it's not about word count, people. It's about how you build your long page of content.
Yeah. And don't forget that page is
that actually captured the essential need of all those keywords. Yeah. Basically, how much stuff is ranking, how much stuff has something like this in this particular combination.
Yeah.
How many sites have this?
Yep.
So this is something that they are doing, and they are all on the first page. Look at this.
Exactly.
They are very long tail, but I mean, little by little, and they accumulate quite a bit of traffic, I suppose.
Exactly. And this site probably has others. So this affiliate probably has other lead gen sites.
I'm pretty sure they do. Nobody in this particular vertical runs it with just one site.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So basically, the lesson for today is several lessons, in fact. if you're looking at the SERPs, don't look just at the first page like the searchers would.
Yeah.
Because looking beyond the first page will help you discover things that you would otherwise never see or guess.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at certain highly competitive verticals, like we do in our shows, helps you learn stuff that might be useful for other verticals as well. Although
Absolutely.
maybe directly applicable, but maybe somehow adjustable to your other verticals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, what else?
Oh, link spam still works, kids. So,
Spam still works. Keyword stuffing still works.
Oh, yeah.
Keyword optimizing your on-page content still works. But you really need to be wise about this and not just repeat something that some article mentioned somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, please don't just believe everything you read on the internet, but also don't look at just one SERP and think you understand how things rank. We've looked at Viagra, CBD, we've looked at 5G, we've looked at Stray for a video game release, and now we're looking at payday loans. And each of these ranks things differently because of different reasons. So please, I've seen this at conferences, people getting up on stage and saying, oh, X works this way because I see this for one search result. It's not the way that you should be doing your research. Keep looking at everything like we do and keep using tools. And as Irish has said, as Julia has said, your most important tool is your brain. So look at everything, PPC and SEO. I love SEMrush. We're using Systrix a lot on this show, but I love SEMrush and I use it every day in my day job. I use it for teaching because it makes it super easy to do research.
Are they sponsoring us yet, Judith?
Have I what?
Are they sponsoring us yet?
Not yet, but I also like SpyFu.
Hint,
But
hint.
I happen to use SEMrush on a daily basis. I'm not sure that they would want us old hat spammers looking at what we look at and then sponsor us for it. But any tool, Ahrefs, is important for you to use on a regular basis so that you understand more about what you're looking at. Don't take our word for it. Don't take Google's word for it. Do your research.
Yep, absolutely. Until the next time, this was the SERP Show. Stay safe and subscribe to our channel.
Absolutely.